Hey guys, Little Gaming here, and as always, I'm going to tell you how to beat casinos completely for free. Because people who sell this information are jerks. So I just walked into a casino, sat down at one machine, turned $100 into $249 in 4 minutes, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. So IGT just came out with a couple new video poker variants in 2024. And there is some design flaws in 2 of them. Today I'm going to show you one of them. Now you might be thinking, how is this possible if you know the history of the original Ultimate X game from 2002? There is a severe design flaw in it where anybody can just make sure they always win, as long as they jump between machines quickly enough. If you want to know how to do that, the video's on my channel. It's under like how to always beat casinos or whatever. I think it's my most viewed video. You really can't miss it. But ever since, there have been new versions. So Bonus Streak, they fixed the problem by not letting you cut your bet in half, because that was always the problem. Now you could still look for some states where they're tilted in your favor, but they made it much more difficult. Then they had like Ultimate X Wheel Poker. They don't let you cut your bet in half. Pretty much every version ever since, you can't cut your bet in half. So fast forward to, I believe 2023 or 2024. I have differing accounts of when it was invented. But regardless, we've got Multipliers Rising Poker, not to be confused with Mercury Rising, starring Bruce Willis. And like that kid that was in like everything, I forgot who that is. So they must have decided, well, we made a mistake in the early 2000s with UX, people can just scav the crap out of it, vulture it, AP play it, whatever you want to call it. And we've since fixed that in every single version, but what if we just stopped doing that? And instead we make the easiest advantage play video poker machine I've ever seen in my entire life. So it's 3, 5, or 10 line, and I've got 5 line up on the screen here as an example. And once in a while, it throws up that little multiplier stack that you see on the screen with 2x, 4x, 6x, and 12x. The machine actually discloses the odds. It's 1 in 16.9, which is not good odds, but that's per line. So on 5 lines, you'll get a stack of multipliers about every 3 to 4 hands, which is, pretty common. So that means that on the deal that it shows up, once you draw the cards and finalize whether you win or not on that line, you will get 2x the normal win if you get a winning hand on that line. Then the next hand, you'll get 4 times the normal win on that specific line if you get a winning hand. Then it's 6, then it's 12. So you're pretty good for that current bet and the next 3. Like that's going to be really hot. So it's not like you get 4 free spins like you would on like the bonus on a slot machine. No, you have to pay for those, and there's nothing stopping a person from just walking away in the middle of a big multiplier stack. So guess what they do? They think, well, that's just a gimmick to keep me playing. I don't know how people are that bad at math. Maybe they're drunk. Maybe they just don't subscribe to my channel, but you should. I've seen somebody leave 2, 4, 6, 12, 6, 12, 6, 12 on a 3 line. All 3 lines with stacks. They left because they hit $200 even. This is what happens if you listen to YouTubers that say, well, play to an exact limit and stick to it. That works great for roulette. Okay, you buy in $100, get to 200, get out. But for any true progress slot or any Ultimate X variant, which is considered a true progress game, it determines when you jump off the machine. You don't want to jump off when it's loaded with multipliers. That's insane. It's not a dumb gimmick. It's not a hook just to keep you playing. It's like literally, hi, I'm going to pay you 800% more this next turn. So how do you determine if the multipliers are high enough to justify you playing until that isn't true? I'm going to explain all the math, but you don't have to know any of it. In fact, it's so complicated. On 3 line, if there are multipliers, play it. If there are none, don't play it. On 5 line, if there are multipliers, play it. And if there aren't any, don't play it. On 10 line, you actually have to do some math. So super quick, and just feel free to just let this go in one ear and out the other if you don't fully understand it, because you don't have to. So on normal 5 line video poker with no features, no nothing, just vanilla blah poker, you would be paying 5 units, 5 credits, whatever, per line. So 5 quarters, 5 dimes, whatever it is. So on this one, you're paying 10. You can see it says bet per hand 10, total bet 50 over on the left there. So you're paying double for the multiplier feature, but the line pays, like the regular pays, are as if you were paying the normal amount. So that sounds awful. That's a 50% casino edge plus like the 2% on the pay table. That's terrible. But those multipliers are not messing around. Okay, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 12 divided by 4, so you average it out like over the next 4 hands. 600% for 4 hands. That's right, 6x your normal amount on average for the next 4 hands. Now, it's 2, then 4, then 6, then 12. But if you're going to play 10,000 hands in your lifetime, it's going to average out that way. Sometimes you get quads on 4x, sometimes you get quads on 12x. It'll average out. So you have to get 5 units of 1x extra to justify the fact that you're paying double. And if it's more than that, then it's in your favor. So in this example, on line number 3 there, that's where the multipliers are, that line is going to pay 11 units of extra multipliers, because every line already pays 1x. So the amount of bonus units of 1x are 11. Now, it's only on one line, there's 5 lines, so every line and every multiplier is 1/20th of the total amount that you're betting. So every one is 20%, so you need 5 extra 1x's to justify keeping on playing. So if it's at 6, and I know the next one is going to be 11, well, 11 is much higher than the 5 extra units worth of 1x's that I need. And that's the whole math. Now, it gives you the 2x when you hit deal, so that means the person already dealt one hand. So you're only ever going to walk up and see next hand equals 4x or higher. So you walk up and this stack is effectively in your head 11, 5, 3, and then you ignore the one that it's on. Because, like I said, you want to count the number of bonus 1x's, so since every line is 1x, subtract that from the multipliers. So if the next hand is effectively 4x, which is 3x in your head, 3 units of extra bet on top of the 1x that is a gimme on every line, well, that's not 5, but you're paying double. You're paying an extra 5x, so that's a ripoff, don't play it, right? Over the next 3 hands, it's going to be 3, 5, 11. Well, what happens if you take 3, 5, 11 and average them? So add them together and divide by 3. You get 6.3. So even though the next hand is going to be slightly disadvantaged, the hands after that are going to be so advantaged that over the next 3 hands, it averages in your favor. So I told you don't really need to understand any of the math. You just have to remember, if I see multiplier, play it. Doesn't matter what the numbers are. But just for fun and encouragement, let me remind you that, okay, somebody left it on 2, I played the 4, I dealt that, and then it went to 6, and oh look, another line lit off, because that's a thing that can happen. Now I went from slight advantage to even bigger advantage. How about that? Because obviously the next hand would be 11 plus 3 if you add them all up, and then after that it would be 5 by itself because the other one would expire. But then it would be 11 after that, so overall we're still well above the threshold that we need to get to. So if it's already playable, it can only stay the same or get better, it can't get worse, which is why I love this game. Very, very low risk on this game. Sometimes, very commonly, the other lines will trigger. So that's why I tell people to play when it's dead even, when you are at exactly 5, because the value chance of something else lighting off and then you continuing playing with an advantage state is so high that you're effectively making up for the fact that it's dead even, because it will most likely improve. So on 10 line, it's really super complicated. If there's 2 stacks, play it. It's not quite that simple. You have to learn a little bit of math, but that's the starting point. So on 10 line, 1 single additional 1x is 1/10 of the play field, so you need to get to 10 per hand that you're going to deal. At this point, you either get the math or you don't, but we're almost done with the math section. So to play out the next 3 lines, I would need 10, 10, 10. So 30. So this would be 3, then 5, then 11, which if you add it up is not 30. No matter how you add it up, if you have 2 lines, it is always going to add up to 30 or higher, so if there's 2 lines of multipliers, play it. And then there's just the rollover, but I'll show you that in the actual gameplay. So on 10 line, you need 2 stacks, and if there's only 1 stack, then don't play it unless it's about to tick up to 12, because that would be the one exception. It really is that simple. So really, really, really simple math that you don't have to know any of. Isn't this channel fun? Seriously, subscribe. I make it really easy for you guys. And did I mention I'm giving this information out for free? Okay, I just want to make some ad revenues on this, So really appreciate it if y'all sub. It's really just benefiting you if you think about it. Some of you think, I'd play 3 hands on a nickel machine and make $3. That's not worth it. I'm not going to play 3 hands and walk out the door of the casino. Oh, no, you're thinking about this wrong. Let me show you how the pros do it in the real world. And I apologize for the footage. All I'm going to say is we didn't ask for permission to film at this place. So if it looks like I just stuck a phone in Shane's pocket and told him to stand behind me, that's because that's what we did. All right, buying in $100. You can play from the left or you can play from the right, as they call it. I play from the right, so you start at 10 line, 5 cents and work your way up. Yes, some actual maniac left that. So, okay, we play it. There's still mults. Ooh, trip 5s, look at that. From a pair of 5s to trip 5s, I already know what happens. Quads, but on the no mult line. Can you believe that? Quads on the mult line for the 6x. Full house on the 12x. Okay, Don't expect that to happen every time, but you know, it sneaks up on you once in a while, just saying. So we play because it's 12, 12, 12. That's awfully convenient. Hold the ace. You can see I'm winning on lines that I don't care about. I'd rather get the pairs on the ones that are higher because instead of, 5, it's 60 credits. So we burned all the mults. Okay, now there's nothing. There's nothing. Oh, no, there's not nothing. It's 12x. So that would be 11x, which is playable. All right, I almost missed this one. It's 11x. And then, okay, we procced one more. Cool. So 5s again. 5s are hot. Ha, ha, ha. I missed the 12x, so I lost money on that. But the 2... I would never play that because it's a single stack then. Another one, but it's on nickel. So we're on super double. So keeping an ace because that's what you do on that particular pay table. Not so great. Missed the 12x. Like I said, you're not going to win every hand, but like on average, you're going to make a lot because a lot of these are like 300% in your favor. So as you can see, I'm playing because it's, 12, 6, 6. Like that's so far in your favor, it's not even funny. So there you go. 175 credits on a 100 credit bet. I don't care if I'm playing nickels, quarters, whatever. I mean, if you win on nickels, then lose one hand on quarters, you could break even. So just be aware of that. But I have a high loss tolerance. So we checked that one. I double checked it. Oh, yeah, I went past it. I thought, wait a minute, that's the exception. It's the one line that's 12. Well, unless you win on that one line, you're in trouble. So we go on to the next one. 2 stacks. Easy, play it. It's not very in your favor. The one thing is you got to learn how to play deuces wild, Joker, and then pretty much every other. Those are the 3 categories of the common keeps. Look at that lucky flush. Oh my gosh. Our cover story was I'm showing Shane how to play it, so I'm just waving my hands around and making it look like I'm saying something important. So we play another one because it's a single 12. Look at that. Trip Kings, baby. Where's my quads? Not there, but 210. 210 on a 100 bet. Come on. Another 2 stacker. That's pretty common. Look at that. I hit 4 lines worth of additional mults. Not that uncommon. Dealt freaking quads, baby. 0 5 of a kinds. Doesn't matter. 700 credits on 100. So remember, I'm up $150 right now. Like this machine, we nicknamed it the ATM. All right. You're going to make money on this. Here we go. All right. So we're playing it down. That's 12, 12, 12. You'd be surprised how often that happens. I missed the straight flush by 1 on the 12x. I'm real happy about that. That one still paid 200. Those are mediocre cards. So we keep checking. Okay, so, nothing. I thought nothing. I had to take a second look at them, but no, it's too low. Another single stack. That's not going to 12x. So I switched to 10 cents to start checking that. We got nothing. Most people play nickels, I'll warn ya, and if you find a mostly blank machine, it's because somebody else got to it before you. But I always work my way up from nickels to quarters, so I switch to quarters and then resume it. Okay, I figured out what I'm doing. I filmed this a long time ago, guys, and it was really late at night. I was really tired. So nothing. Oh, and the very left button is the exit button, and the move to the left button, and then the enter button is the draw button. So there we go. So we switched to, why did I switch to quarters from nickels? That's weird. You could also use your fingers to do it. I think that's what I was demonstrating. The rest of the footage makes no sense. I think a staff member walked behind me, so I started playing normally. I was also a little on edge because, as you can see in the reflection, it says security. Take a guess why that is, and what's right behind me. Look, this isn't illegal. I'm not going to get kicked out for this. No casino in the right mind would kick out AP players because you can't get rid of all of us. And in some cases, like I could file a complaint to the Gaming Commission saying, oh, they didn't like that I was playing the game perfectly. I was playing it optimally. Now they could say he's an AP player, he checked the whole machine, walked up, went ding, 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 made everybody wonder what the heck he's doing, and then walked out without even playing it, while lowering the odds for everybody else. So there's an argument to be made each way, but I don't know very many casinos, like I think I've heard of 2 that crack down on advantage players. So yeah, don't be too nervous to do it. If somebody catches you like doing something, they're like, what are you doing? You're operating that machine in a very unusual way that I've never seen. You got to be up to something. Don't like freak out, freeze up, or like run or do something stupid, or just be like, I'm an AP player, deal with it. What are you going to cook me out? Just say, some guy on the internet told me that, like, on this machine, it's the basic strategy to see if, like, there's already multipliers in progress and then jump in on that. So I was just checking if there were any. And then if I see some, then I'll start playing that one. What are they going to say? No, sorry, you have to play worse. Like, they know not to say that. That happened to someone on my crew in Kansas, and they handled it about as cool as I would have. Did I mention I have a crew? Anyway, this will make you a ton of money. Leave a like. If you come back and leave a comment that you're all pissed off in all caps, it says, I didn't make any money. I went in, there was no multipliers. Like I said, an AP player probably hit it before you got there. At a couple locals around me, there's a guy that hits all of them at like 9 in the morning, wipes them all out, and he's been really pissing us off. Nothing I can do about it. Almost nothing I can do about it. Let's put it that way. We're working on something, but I ain't gonna go like, we're gonna break your legs. Okay, I don't do none of that illegal stuff. Okay, I don't even count cards because that'll get me kicked out of a casino. I play well within what's allowed. I make tons of money a year doing it. If you would like to too, subscribe. So I gotta show you guys the other game that was invented in 2024 that has an even more glaring weakness in it. I legitimately just have to go find the footage. I kind of lost it, but assuming I do, that'll be uploaded shortly. So you're welcome. Oh, the rest of the content on this channel isn't like how to be an advantage player. It's just like me being an eccentric, weird comedy dude. So hope you find that entertaining too. Most people do. So stick around. I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.